absolutely incredible what's coming out over the weekend as we're hearing from Democrats that there's going to be another reconciliation bill coming here, another one for provisions for stimulus for the climate. All these things that they feel like they've missed out due to everything that's unfolded with Joe Manchin. Looks like things are falling apart. What we have so far is this has just been announced. This is the new information coming out about a new bill that they are going to be pushing forward despite a lack of support from Joe Manchin. This is your breaking news stimulus check update and stimulus package update. We heard from Joe Manchin that he couldn't support the Build Back Better bill, the revised version, because of the inflation report that came out, and he said, "I want you to give me another month. We're going to wait until August. When they get the July readings, then we're going to move forward." Now we've heard President Joe Biden say we're going to start reading for executive orders and executive actions because we can't wait alone. Now also we're hearing this from Democrats. I'm going to read this segment and we're going to jump into the headlines and then dive into more detail, but just take a look at this part of the article that came out, you guys. Said the Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is advancing the skinny health care package that Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia offered as a concession. Several Senate Democrats, such as Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts, they are going to be pressing for a Hail Mary shot to secure the support to Manchin another spending package after September. So they want to send out and allocate more money, more stimulus provisions for various things. They're gonna see, they can get him on board for the Build Back Better bill. Beginning with the new federal fiscal year in October, Democrats, they can craft another reconciliation bill separate from the one that the MTA passed within the upcoming weeks, also capable of skirting the fierce GOP opposition and passing with only a simple majority vote. Democrats voted the maneuver last year when the final passage appeared achievable by the end of 2021. Now originally recalled, progressives, they wanted to Build Back Better bill to be 10 trillion, 6 trillion, 7 trillion. We had heard proposals for monthly reoccurring $2,000 stimulus check, $1,000 stimulus checks, child tax credits, unemployment extension, social security increases, wiping out student loan debt. All this has been proposed to be in this bill. All removed provisions were getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Until now, we pretty much just have one, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is saying, okay, we'll take it, pass it through. Now we get ready for another bill, and we're going to try to do this again with a totally new bill. Now Senator Joe Manchin just said that he won't support the climate bill. This is just coming out yesterday, and take a look, you guys. Though some Democrats are going to be pushing for that Hail Mary attempt to win over Manchin on a climate deal after September. The odds, though, are stacked against them. Democrats are planning to pass. Now I'm going to dive into this article, give you the latest details as to what they're saying. We're hearing that there are stimulus checks on a federal level that are currently being proposed. There also is though $800 billion of unused stimulus package funds. That's right money in those packages that has not been touched. It's just sitting there. Let's go ahead and dive into the latest news about another stimulus reconciliation bill that's going to be coming here. Alright guys, so link in the description below to this Business Insider article that just came out. And as I mentioned, they want to get this bill done. A lot of Democrats are skeptical that anything is going to get passed. But other Democrats, they seem incredulous at the prospect of getting anything on the climate approved after a year-long wild goose chase that Manchin has led them on. So they had climate provisions, all of the stimulus provisions, everything that was in there, and it just got taken out, and they're saying to try to get anything done. They're just not hopeful after things have fallen apart with their initial attempt. Now in the end, all the procedural mayhem is poised to yield a health care bill. That's a huge step down from their initial $3.5 trillion blueprint to reconfigure the American economy. So all of this was supposed to help out with our economy, you guys. Originally, we heard Bernie Sanders say 3.5 was cutting down in half what we wanted to see, 6 trillion, 7 trillion was a blue screen. Then they had 2 trillion passed in the House, and now it was down to 1 trillion, and now it's just down to one provision. The Democrats are going to be able to get something through Democratic aides, granted the non-immunity to speak candidly, also largely expressed skepticism. Listen to this one, describe it as a piece of dream, saying they can get it done. And the text says that this is because it's all coming down right now to Joe Manchin, who is not on board and has shocked many at the fact that he pulled out of these negotiations when those inflation readings came in this month. Now plenty of Democrats though listen to this. However, they say that they want to keep their options open and warn that failure could jeopardize the planet's future. With respect to a second reconciliation, it sounds like a big leap to me, but I'm open to everybody's idea, said Senator Ron Wyden. The consequences of inaction are so great. I think all options ought to be on the table, since Senator Mark Warner of Virginia has he told Insider, and the idea when we've seen country after country in Europe with record high heat wave and most of the center part of the American with temperatures in excess of 100 degrees. I mean, some of these places are going to become uninhabitable. We've got to do something, they're saying now, and seems very unlikely to get done before the November elections, though, said Jack Mueller. Is whether or not there is a path and a desire to do it in a this lame duck Congress. He said now, it would be an uphill lift effort for sure, said Sean Lombard, the former Democratic aide to Senator Kyrsten Sinema. It would be a mistake always to assume that all 50 members of the Senate party are uniform and they're thinking on this issue, even if they're all of the same party. We have now been reminded in a very clear way over the past 18 months that that is not the case. So they're saying just because you've got 50 senators and you got full control doesn't mean that they're all going to agree just because they are all a part of the Democratic body. Now the legislative to-do list is about to get more backed after the midterm as well. So they're saying after the midterm elections, there's going to be a lot of things coming up. Congress will likely need to deal with an omnibus package to fund the federal government for another year, plus haggle over the range of expiring tax programs. Right now, the frenzied pace of activities doesn't make conditions ripe for the sprawling deal with someone who tends to switch up his economic demands, talking with Senator Joe Manchin. Now, one of the real problems here is that Senator Joe Manchin was not an honest broker. So Jim Manley, now he said he couldn't legislate his way out of the paper bag and felt absolutely no loyalty to the president or his party. So that is the latest, you guys, and again, just absolutely incredible. Looks like they're trying to do this for another reconciliation bill to revive more stimulus provisions to help out with the economy, to help out with the climate.